I was a big raver, so basically I was going out from about 14 years old, and when that started to be house music I was like, wow, I need to be part of this scene. Second I stepped on that island I was like,
there's a feeling, isn't there?
Oh. No one knew who I was. I was a brand new DJ and I played at Space, Pacha, and it was called Coup. I got lucky in a sense, but hopefully it wasn't crap.
You were never crap, though.
Phoenicians used to go there all the time, and it was called the Island of Dance, so even millions of years ago people were attracted there.
Welcome to the Ibiza Hall of Fame podcast with myself, Clara, and together with Big Al here. Today we are joined by a true trailblazer of global dance music, a DJ that broke down barriers and commanded dance floors across the globe and became the first woman to win DJ of the Year in 1992. With technical precision and deep musical knowledge and an undeniable presence, her legacy doesn't just deserve recognition, it belongs in the Hall of Fame. Please welcome Smokin Jo.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you, Joe, today? You good?
Really good, thank you, yeah.
So we always ask people right from the start, how did you first get into music and how did that transition into Ibiza?
I was a big raver, so basically I was going out from about 14 years old, and when that started to be house music I was like, wow, I need to be part of this scene, so I'll just be going out every single night. And I just kind of was like, hang on a second, I've never seen any female DJs. I mean, there were obviously people at the time, there was Lisa and Nancy, but I hadn't seen them, so I was like, okay, I'm going to be a DJ. And it was just a bit of a stupid kind of comment, throwaway. Yeah, just sort of thought, I was out, I'm going to be a DJ. And then it just happened really quickly. I just started buying records. I was working in a shop in Soho, so I'd be going into black market records every single day, buying records. And then suddenly I got a few gigs, and then it just happened that one of the DJs at Trade, which was the first kind of gay legal after hours, he was sick. And it's not like it is nowadays. You'd never be able to get a gig because your friend's sick, but he was sick, and then someone said, oh, you can play. So I just played that first night, and they gave me his job, basically. And then, things snowballed from there, and it was probably a year later that I went to Ibiza.
Ah, and who brought you over to Ibiza?
So one of the guys that used to work at Trade, a Spanish guy, I think he was from Madrid, but he used to go to Ibiza every year. I'd never even heard of Ibiza. He said, look, I'll bring you over, I'll let you play at all these places. And again, it's just because he knew the owners of some of these places. No one knew who I was. I was a brand new DJ, and I played at Space, Pacha, and it was called Coup on my very first trip to Ibiza, and I was pretty much still unknown. So I got lucky in a sense, but hopefully it wasn't crap. They had me back.
You were never crap, though.
Thank you.
You're one of my favourite DJs, so you were never crap.
Thank you.
And what year was that when you first went to Ibiza?
That was 1992.
Ooh, so the year you won the award.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of big things.
It was a big year for you.
Yeah. So I was lucky because I started DJing in 1990, I had decks, and then it took me about 6-7 months, and then I got my first gig. So it happened really quickly. So I was kind of learning on the job, almost.
So the other questions that we like to ask is, who are your 3 most influential people in Ibiza?
I would definitely say Alfredo, just because obviously he's an icon, legend, and he's been there from the beginning and really helped to influence a lot of the way that I felt about playing house music, because I've always been someone that likes to mix it up, and to see him do pop music and stuff, I love doing that as well. So I definitely think he was huge influence for me, and such a lovely, lovely man. Sorely missed. Vaughan, the second one, because he was there from day one when I've been going to Ibiza. I used to do the funky room at Pacha, and it always got me in there. You know, I think for someone to bring an unknown in, it's quite a big risk, so I really appreciate him doing
I always
that.
call him like the funky witch doctor.
He is, isn't he? He still goes around in his robes and everything. I love him, he's so cool.
He was on the podiums with his cane and his doing it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, and that is, for me, that's sort of the spirit of Ibiza. There's those sort of characters, you just don't see them anymore, do you, in Ibiza? And probably Andreas from Circo Loco, DC10, because I just love that club. I love that he's trying to keep that rough and ready vibe and keep the underground music going when everything else has gone quite glitzy, yeah, so.
Oh, nice. And then where was your favourite place to stay being in Ibiza?
Well, luckily, a lot of my friends have got houses or villas, so I will mostly stay there because I want to be quiet, out of the way. I don't want to be in a hotel that's got a DJ around the pool, which seems to be the fashion these days. I love a bit of music around the pool, but generally they seem to be like banging out, like heavy.
You don't want to do 24 hours party, do you?
No. So yeah, or go to Formentera, very quiet hotel, yeah.
I love Formentera.
And where's your most favourite place to eat?
I like a rustic kind of quite traditional Spanishy type vibe. There's loads of little kind of local places, but I do quite like Aubergine up north, which is all farm to
I've never been there.
place. Yeah, it's lovely. It's all fresh food, and it's not that cheap, to be honest. It's really nice.
Not many places are.
No, I know.
One of my favourite ones, it is still quite reasonable, is Esbardado.
Oh yeah. Is it still reasonable?
Yeah, it's still reasonable. I mean, €50, you get, four-course meal and
nice.
everything. It's nice.
Cool.
So one of the questions I like to ask is your favourite DJ.
Yeah, I would still say Danny Tenaglia because I love his energy. I like that he's been playing for so long and he can go from disco to house into like the darkest techno, which is not many people do that. And I love all of those genres. And I like a DJ that can play for a long time because he does that whole take you on a journey.
He's got a lot of credibility in this industry. There's a lot of people, think a lot. And the Americans alike, they're quite professional, aren't they?
They are, and also he's a really lovely, lovely man. He's like, not someone you're going to be like, oh God, it's like nice company.
So the other thing I like to ask DJs is when you were in Ibiza during the early days, where did you find your records? Did you find it on the island or did you bring your music with you?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was all vinyl, so you'd be buying records and bringing them over. There's a record shop in town, I think it was called Delta. When I was living there, I used to go there quite a lot, but luckily all my promos were sent to Ibiza, so I'd be getting...
There was two main. There was one in Ibiza and one in San Antonio,
right.
And both of them were always just full of DJs.
Yeah. But luckily, when you go to a record shop, often enough they get to know you, so they kind of put things aside for you, and you kind of get the pick of the crop.
You don't have to do all that anymore, do you?
I know. I miss going to a record shop. I used to love doing that.
You said about Black Market.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Dave Boccioni, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's still in Ibiza.
He is. He's got 2 restaurants.
He's got Amante, isn't it?
That's right.
I guess that record shop will have that sort of community vibe where you met other DJs and
it
networked,
was like that.
I guess.
I don't know about networking. To be honest, as a female, they were always a bit like, oh, what's she doing in here? But because I knew all the stuff, I half the time I'd go behind the actual counter and just play the music that I wanted. So I think, and it's nice to hear it on a good system because they had a really good system in Black Market. So that made you buy a lot of music. Then you get home and you think, oh, actually, that's not that good.
So the other thing I like to ask as well, Joe, is that the magic from Ibiza.
Yeah.
I mean, people have got different ways of looking at it. Me personally, I think it's a magnetic thing with the Vedra, and that keeps pulling me back there, and I can't keep away. All these years, 40 odd years, I've been going to that island, and it just keeps dragging me back there.
Yeah.
What's your take on the magic of Ibiza?
Well, it's very similar, like you say. They say the ley lines all go in this way that Vedra is in the middle of the world and put it out flat, and it is very magnetic. I'm a very spiritual person. The first second I stepped on that island, I was like,
there's a feeling, isn't there?
Yeah, and obviously the parties, the fact you could go out in the daytime, in the morning, the sun was shining. I mean, it's still, considering it's so busy and so overrun, it's still quite a rustic island. It's not that overbuilt. I mean, obviously the south is, but if you go up north...
Yeah, they won't let you build on the coast.
No, which is amazing. I think they've kept that real beauty to the island, and so I think you've got it all there. You've got relaxing, you've got craziness, you've got those vibes. So yeah, it definitely keeps pulling me back as well.
Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, it's always good to get everyone's take on that magic of Ibiza, because people watching them may not have never been there. Yeah. And there is something about that island that just it attracts certain types.
It does, yeah.
The crazy ones, the misfits. It attracts all the crazies to that island. Also, other people as well, but it particularly attracts.
Oh, it does. It's actually, I think I was reading somewhere, the Phoenicians used to go there all the time, and it was called the Island of Dance. So even millions of years ago, people were attracted
even
there.
In the Franco eras, when it was very strict in Spain, Ibiza still, it was left alone to get on with it. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, the land of the free, I guess. Yeah. And were there any particular moments that stood out for you in Ibiza? I guess there's many.
Yeah, I mean, I think my very first time going there and playing on the terrace at Space, because if you think about it, I'm a Londoner, all I'd seen was dirty, smelly clubs or a rave in the field. Dark. Yeah, exactly. And then suddenly you're...
the light.
The light, and everyone's shining and bright and smiling, happy and gorgeous. The music's great, and it's out, and music always sounds different outside. You get that lovely kind of ethereal thing. So I think playing on the terrace at Space the first time was incredible. Just being able to see everyone.
Yeah, Alex P just started something good there, didn't he?
Yeah. The decks used to be behind the bar, so you'd have to actually look over your shoulder to see everyone. And it was just...
It was a cloakroom before.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing was just so thrown together, and I think that was the beauty of it. It wasn't sleek, it wasn't like, you know, it was just like, let's go to the party, you know.
I loved it. I mean, you know, Space isn't my favourite club, but the terrace was always fantastic. Yeah. You know, and also because everyone's come from every other club and ended up at the Space Terrace.
That's what it was, the bringing together of everyone.
Yeah, it does feel really lovely actually, just being in that open air and enjoying the music. Got that kind of festival vibe, but a bit more.
You do quite a few festivals as well now.
Yeah,
I noticed the thing you were going to Glastonbury and all doing.
I love doing Glastonbury because I kind of just end up staying in that little bit at the bottom, the naughty corner I call it, and just we get to know nearly everyone there, and you can party 24/7 because the crew bars are open 24 hours a day, so you can always stroll in there at some point.
Well, the whole reason for us being here today, Joe, is to induct you into the Hall of Fame.
Amazing.
Dance Music Hall of Fame. So what we like to do is give you one of our smileys.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. This is lovely. Look at that. That's definitely going on my wall right in front of my decks. Thank you.
Have you got any plans for this year? Any major plans?
I've got my paperback is coming out in June because the hardback was out last year. You Don't Need a Dick to DJ, which has done quite well. So I'm quite happy that people have received it. And it takes a while for people to get around to read it. So I'm getting more people messaging me this year than I did when it came out.
I haven't read it yet, but I might do the...
Yeah, it's on Spotify or Audible. I don't know, maybe a podcast, stuff like that. I'm still figuring it out. Yeah.
Well, I guess you've done a few podcasts, right?
It seems to be a lot of podcasts.
Yeah. So definitely inspired to do your own.
Definitely.
That's all from us from the Ibiza Hall of Fame. Remember to subscribe, like, and to follow us on all of our platforms. Have a good day. See you soon.